Hello everyone. I hope I'm not late today. Let me flip this around. You can't see anything. There it goes. Hello. Ooh, super washed out. Ooh, and there's my ceiling. It's amazing how talented I am at this after all these years. It is super washed out. It's because of my blue sweatshirt, maybe? Oh, I have my hair down. Maybe that's why. Can y'all see okay? I feel like it's super washed out. Busy broadcast day. It's been crazy. Thank you for the hearts. Makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself. Also, hey! Oh, I'm glad you like the scope about teaching boys. I did remember a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to say about that, so more coming. Looks fantastic. Okay, just because it was super blown out when I first started. You love my hair? The kids were like, Mom, your hair is down. It was up because I was busy I was watching the scopes from today and I was doing stuff and I was like, this is bothering me. And so the reason I'm late is because I went to get my water and I was like, hair, pull. Anyway, thank you for liking my not done hair. Isn't that the best though? Like people are like, what'd you do? And you're like, I showered. Thank you for noticing. Hi guys. Okay, so let's just jump right into Homeschool Happy Hour. They can't see
Photobomb.
I have no door, so they now can come in whenever they want. It's amazing. Also, when you get out of the shower and you want to change, it's awkward. Just saying. Happy hump day to you, Miss Belinda Joy. Speaking of Belinda Joy, let me show you the scopes that I was able to find today. It's really bothering me that you can see my ceiling. Hold on. Let's see if I can just get it like that. Hey, there's Miss Elena. I'm all blown out again. So I try to adjust this. There we go. It's a little better. It'll fix itself. So come on in. Share with people. You guys should know how to do this by now. Swipe or swipe down. Keep it coming with the hearts just so that I don't feel weird. When you get tired of tapping, just like call a friend, call a kid, and be like, tap right here. Move on. I do welcome trolls into my scope. Please be aware that you have the power to block just as well as I do. If you're not sure how to block, let me know in the messages down there, and a whole bunch of homeschool moms will let you know how to do that. Trolls are welcome as long as they're not inappropriate. If you feel like anything is inappropriate, just block them. I don't even care about. The 5-year-old loves giving hearts. I'm telling you, the kids are like, I'll tap. Okay, you're asking me how to do that. Y'all want to jump in and let her know how to block? You pretty much just tap on the comment that the person made that's inappropriate, or just wait for them to make another one. Generally, there's more than one. And then a little box will come up, and it will say reply, block, something else. I just put block. I don't report it. I don't do any of that because I know from the almost 2 years I've been doing this now. How long has Periscope been out? I don't even know. Periscope actually keeps track of people that are blocked. They get a certain number of blocks and they automatically get a report to their account. And it's because of I don't know if you guys remember last year, but there was a bunch of Russian bots that came in and they were all pushing pornography. And it was just showing up everywhere, even on private scopes, and it was crazy. And so there was this huge movement on Periscope and on Google and on Facebook to get Periscope to get it together. And who could forget that? You'd be surprised. And so Periscope put in a whole bunch of new things. So what happens is the trolls find new loopholes. They do come in. It does come in waves, okay? The bot trolls. Now there are people trolls because people, just in general. Those ones have to be dealt with individually, so they have a different program for that, but it does the same thing. Bonjour from the French Riviera, tu parles français? No, but I do speak Spanish, sign language, and English sometimes. It was Putin. You guys are funny. So, here's your scopes. Are you interested in scopes, or did you just want to hear about the bots? We can go on about the bots if you want. Oh, speaking of, okay, so before I give you your scopes, I really want you guys to be real careful. I don't usually go off on a rant like this. My son is 15. He has a cell phone, but he has no social media, okay? 2-minute rant if you'll stick with me. because my sister, who is 15, does have social media. Groot is on my scope! Did you see? The rant is about to happen. I went on Periscope the other day on my PC. I know Anna was talking about when she pulled it up on her Apple TV, and there were high school kids on Periscope entertaining men while in their high school class. Okay, I'm not exaggerating this by any means. I'm not making it more than it was. But there was approximately 300 people on their scope. They're in class. You can hear the teacher in the background. They had their laptop set up. You could see the laptop. And then their phone was in front of the laptop, so the teacher didn't know that they were on Periscope during the day. Now, here's the part that, I mean, people are stupid when it comes to social media. We all know that. We move past it. Okay, you teach your kids what they need to know. But here's what I want you to know. Those kids' parents think they're at school. They have no idea. Those girls were showing parts of their body that I was, first off, I was surprised people were wearing stuff like that at the high school, but then I was even more surprised that they were showing it on social media, that it was a public search, and then on top of it, they literally said the name of the high school they were at and when they got off school. So I really just want to reiterate to you to please teach your kids what they need to know when it comes to social media, because we have the power to not let our children be stupid. Okay? Like, and peer pressure is a thing. Now, there's my rant. Okay? Moving on. Shout outs. All right, so I had two today that I could find. Is this scope public? Like, can this one video be shared? Yes, I do all my scopes public. There's a couple different reasons why I do that. One is I put all of my scopes on YouTube, so they're public anyway. Your teen doesn't want social media probably because you've scared him. My teen isn't interested in it because he knows he would be distracted by it. He would be on it constantly. I would seriously have to monitor it, and he doesn't want to have it monitored. He's perfectly happy to have it for texting and for like a little bit of games. He doesn't need it at this point. He wouldn't even have a cell phone if he didn't go out of the country last year, or was that 2 years ago? Whatever. Every family has their own thing, so. I totally forgot what I was talking about. Scope shoutouts. Miss Belinda Joy, I put you up there. So it seems like everyone is doing the challenge, which, no, I don't speak French. If he's being inappropriate, block him if you speak French. You took your girls' phones away like 5 times. Shame on you. You're funny. So, here's your scopes. And it's upside down on my end. Try again. All right, so the challenge is to simplify your homeschool. And Miss Belinda Joy at Beely Joy, can you see that right there? There she is. Okay. Her scope was on the struggle to simplify, in that for herself, which I thought was brilliant. I know it was on the fly. She just got out of the gym, and and then she talked about a couple other different things. But I think the struggle to simplify as a mom, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, is a real thing, and I loved that she did a scope on it for you. You can go out, you can understand that other people have these issues, especially if you're in a new area, if you're in the military and you move around a lot. Yeah, Mel, come back, because Melanie, feel free, because I know this should be faster, and I went off on a rant, and I'm sorry. The other one, can you guys read that? Is how she simplifies her philosophy. And she put some great resources up. She talked about that. That's funny. Look at all these people. Hi, Vanessa. And that is at Abounding in Hope. That's Trisha. Okay, so you've got Belinda Joy and Trisha today. Neither are super short, so give yourself a block of time. It's totally fine. They're both scopes that you would do perfectly fine to be cooking or driving and listen to. If you're interested in the resources, you can always go back and replay, that kind of thing. So perfect for a replay. They're not the kind of scope that you're going to miss visuals, because I know sometimes people get real worried about that. Something else I wanted to mention is this is Trisha's blog, which is, I hope that I spelled this right. It's at Abounding in Hope with Lime. okay? And that may not sound like it applies to you, but here's why I would like to say, oh good, I got it right, okay. Here's what I would like to say. She mentioned something that I think as homeschool moms, we all could benefit from the blog, and here's why. Not because we're all sick or anything like that, but we all have times where we just can't function at the level of what everybody else is doing. And how do we homeschool when, you know, we can't get out of bed? There are some of us that have anxiety and we can't get out of bed. There are some of us that can't walk properly. There are some of us that can't, I can't drive to a co-op. What if my kids suddenly get super sick? And she commented that she covers a lot of things in her blog about not just functioning with Lyme, but how to homeschool in ways that you may not have thought of. So I wanted to make sure and shout out that blog. Check it out. See if there's anything on there that really speaks to you, and then maybe follow it, because it really could be beneficial to have that in your back pocket for those days you didn't expect. Today was that day for you with noises just driving your anxiety sky high. Oh my gosh. I cannot with the noise. There are days where I'm like, all right, go outside because I can't. So those are my shout outs. Check out Belinda Joy. You can put up some emojis, Miss Belinda, Miss the other BJ. And Trisha has a butterfly after name. Noise is a trigger for insanity. I have misophonia. I absolutely have it. I have, for years, it's been a joke that I have supersonic hearing. But what happened is my eyes went bad for a long time. And so my hearing got better. And it's insane, the stuff that I can hear. Like, my kids can't whisper in another room down the hall because I'm like, I heard that! No back talk! Okay, so that's your Homeschool Happy Hour. If you are here just for the shout-outs, thank you very much. You think you have it too, Elena. Noise is a huge irritant for you. And what are you talking about? I just joined. Hey, I just did the Homeschool Happy Hour shout-outs. One was to Miss Belinda Joy. You thought it was just a mom thing. Maybe it is. I heard that once you have babies, it gets a ton worse. Yeah. I cannot teach you English. I'm sorry. I teach too many people as it is. Your kids chewing food. No. Oh, or the chewing of gum. Y'all know this is dangerous, right? When I'm on a Homeschool Happy Hour, I will just squirrel away. Ooh, somebody got hair done with a braid. If you want them to see it, you have to, like, come up here. And okay. All right, this is one of them. And she got her. Look at your hair. It's fancy. Yay. Okay, say goodbye.
Hi. I'm her daughter. And
oh, and coughing on me.
Sorry. And I also like that ladybug on her shirt. It's a ladybug.
Careful. All right, get down.
It's not ladybug.
It's a slug.
It's a slug something. I don't know. But I think you all are amazing.
They are amazing. Go out. Go out. I'm being attacked. Go. You want to say hi? Say hi.
Hi, I am the witch.
All right, go. Okay, so. Happy hour. It's not quite a mom's happy hour without, water and children. My twins again, yes. So, people coming on asking why we homeschool or why we don't put our kids in public school. Thank you for asking. This is not the scope for you because I'm just not entertaining those questions today. Maybe tomorrow. Come back another day. What I would like to entertain comments and discussion on is I saw the challenge is how do you simplify your homeschool? And when I first thought about this, yeah, that's me. Except nicer, like come back another day and then bye-bye. How to simplify your homeschool, and I thought, man, I should talk about curriculums or schedules or the specific things that I do, because there's a lot of them and it took me many, many years to figure them out. And when I was first starting, I really had trouble simplifying and it was this huge struggle. And then I decided that what I would do is I'd give you 5 things that I do that are just practices. And it's a little bit different than the other. So here you go. I'm going to give you my 5 things. And look, reminder that when I do this, I always have my list. And clearly, I was prepped because I just pull out whatever I have, y'all. So, yes, practices. So these are practices. They take work to be consistent, okay? I do not do them all consistently. I do not espouse that I do any of these things that I talk about without a struggle. So please, when you watch these scopes and you see these moms, know that we all strive for these things we talk about. We all have experience with them, but we're not all doing everything perfectly. And you really, really, really need to remember that. You really need to watch these scopes and be inspired. But if you're having anxiety because you're not doing the things that other people are doing, or an idea appeals to you, but it won't fit in your life, just write it down and keep it for later. Reach out to one of us and let us know, because we can help you with that feeling of I'm not doing it right. We've all had it. We all still have it. Okay? So the first practice that I have is let go of expecting a perfection. And I don't mean, like I talked about, you just scoped your crazy library. Just keep busy, go take a walk in the park, etc. Interesting. What I mean is, yes, please send me a box of you sobbing with your hormones so I can calmly pat back on the boxer and be like, I got your back. And then I will send you chocolate. So what I mean by let go of expecting perfect is that we all sit down and we all view all these different kinds of curriculum, and we all view all these other moms, and we get on Pinterest and we get on Scopes. Facebook is your enemy in this area, because the information coming at you is the internet. It all seems fantastic. It all seems like it can be done with no big deal. It all seems like all I have to do is put this in front of my children and ta-da! Yes, next time you're in Wainimi, hit me up, or Oxnard, or Ventura, or Santa Barbara, or Los Angeles, because it's California. It's all around the corner. But make sure that you rein it in and you practice, how is this not going to be perfect? How would I succeed with this? Remove your expectations of how it's going to be. Okay, because if your expectations are based on what you're seeing from other people, they're not your expectations. The second thing is FOMO. Y'all are like, what? She's speaking English? Do y'all know what FOMO is? Capital F, capital O, capital M, capital O. FOMO. It's a thing, I promise. You twit face. FOMO! Elena knows what FOMO is. So FOMO C is fear of missing out on that curriculum. That's right, I said it. We all, every single one of us, all the new homeschoolers, all the old homeschoolers, all the moms that no longer have kids and want to teach other people's kids, all the old ladies that are 80 out there that come on Periscope just to feel like they fit in, look at all the curriculums, and we all go, ah! I have to do the thing! I have FOMO! Right now I have really bad lighting, so you all just have to deal with it. But, okay, so here's the thing. Those curriculums are not going to go away. And you can always go back to them. Okay? Just don't do it. FOMO-C is not your friend. You don't want to do it. You need to back away. This takes a sticky note in front of my computer, sometimes on my hand, write it on my hand with a Sharpie, because if I'm looking at stuff on my phone, and I'm like, oh, look at this brilliant thing that someone made and it's amazing. No, calm down you got your year planned, save it for later. And then you buy them, and then you don't use them, and then you have too many books, and then you have to purge a library, and then your scope is taken over by people talking about their library purges and how difficult it is. Seriously, it's totally cyclical. What does FOMO mean? You probably have it. It means buying all the books. I'm pretty sure that buying all the books is a totally different bibliophile issue, but FOMO is short for fear of missing out. It is a huge thing where you put your kids in all the activities, or you yourself You have to do all the things. You have to have the job, keep the house perfect, make the meal planning, do the budget, do all the teaching, and be on top of all of it with no support because you might miss out on something. No. Just calm the FOMO back. But FOMO C is a curriculum FOMO, and you need to stop it. If you cannot buy it 3 weeks from now, you shouldn't get it. I'm going to just say that one more time. If you cannot wait to get it until 3 weeks from now, 21 days is plenty of time to consider a curriculum amongst your life and decide if you really are going to use it, you're really going to need it, you really want it, not immediate, then you shouldn't buy it. So that's my practice. Did you vote Bernie? Dave Ramsey says that. Hey, I didn't know that. How about fear of other people making you feel like your kids are missing out? Does that have a name? Yes, it's Nunya. No, really, seriously. I heard that in another scope. We were so spastic at first buying curriculum. I was like, buy it, bring it home. Oh, it's free, I need it. I actually heard this on a scope. Maybe Trisha's scope. I'm not sure. But it was about family members making their kids, it was Trisha's scope. She talked about making sure that your children know the stuff they need to know so they're not embarrassed. And I thought to myself, I teach classical, which means that my kids by 8th grade probably won't know all of American history, okay? You were sad when your kids didn't want Grammar Galaxy. That's different, though, because that's like your baby. People who try to give you FOMO are afraid. No, they're not trying to give you FOMO. They're not trying to. They have your best instincts at heart, okay? What they are trying to do is love you, is give to you and be nice to you. The issue is that we have issues with it, and so that's actually not appropriate, so you got to go, because I know what that means. So what I taught my kids is this, and it ended up coming out of one of the children finally one time at dinner. What I taught them is other people live differently. You're learning a classical curriculum. Feel free to answer back with a question. So, what president was blah, blah, blah? I'm not exactly sure. Do you know what Aristotle said about blah, 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 blah? Just give them 4 or 5 questions to have in their back pocket that they do know about, that they can talk about. If you get the grade question or what are you studying, tell the children always to answer with something that really interests them, because here's what happens. If a child feels badly because they don't know what 5 plus 5 is and they're 7, or I'm not reading yet and I'm supposed to be in 2nd grade, no, turn it around and say, here's what you do, and prep them ahead. Just say, if anybody asks you about this, I really want you to tell them all about the stuff you really like. So, for example, what's 5 plus 5? Oh, I'm not sure, but can I tell you about this really cool color thing that we did? Oh, and we did this really fantastic experiment where we put the stuff in the soda bottles and exploded everywhere. Mom was really mad because she had to clean up this huge mess. And what the people that are asking these questions will see is that your children are inspired. Your children are interested in learning. And they back off because they want to bore them with your intelligence. That shuts them up. It's more that they aren't trying to be, and sometimes they are. I mean, let's admit it. Oh, your phone vibrates when someone replies to you? That would freak me out. I think you got to be able to turn that off. Anyway, it's a thought. Spend some time on it. But FOMO-C, get rid of it. So practice number 3 goes along with the other 2, okay? And that is you're not locked into anything that you do. What do you need? Okay. They all just keep coming and staring at me, so it's weird. Y'all are now deliberately replying to Melanie to make her crazy. You are mean, mean mothers out there. That is not kind. So what I wanted to say is you're not locked in. If you don't like something, you are the boss of your homeschool. You need to know that you can change it. So you don't have to worry about your curriculum. You don't have to worry about expecting it to be perfect because you're in charge of it. You can change it. If something is not working for your kid, or if something is not working for you as the teacher, you can change it. You have permission. And depending on your state, a lot of times they will give you resources that you can just go find other options. So rein yourself back in, because a lot of these things are mind problems. A lot of them are your mind is trying to keep you safe type things. So it is very, very, yes, totally fighting this and the whole simplifying things. It is a total problem. But know that you're not locked in, okay? And let's be honest, when you spend...
Do I smell good?
You do smell good. You do smell good. Thank you for washing your hands after you use the bathroom and for making me smell your hands. Go on, go out.
No. Give you a hug.
Oh, hugs. Yes, she just wants to be on the camera.
Again.
All right, so one of the things...
I love your faces.
So one of the things is, no, you don't have 7 kids to homeschool. You get 7 kids to homeschool. Yeah, I know, to smell hands to check. It's a true story. I just think it's hilarious. She had to come in right then to make sure that I smelled them. So don't worry about being locked in. And let's be honest, okay? I have spent in the past a good chunk of change on a curriculum. And your brain then has this horrible guilt. Like, I've spent this money on this curriculum and it has to work. Like, this is what I chose. I can't be wrong. It has to work. There's got to be something wrong with me and how I'm working it. No, that's not the case. Granted, if you are not trying to get through it and trying different ways, then there is a part of you that could be a problem, okay? But number one, you can sell that curriculum and get your money back. So that's not a thing. I mean, Facebook has tons of homeschool groups and things that sell stuff in every area. So does Craigslist. Co-ops are always using stuff. Can I send my kids to your house? You know, I have so many people ask me that. No, not unless they clean. And you can be a cereal curriculum seller. It's better than being a serial killer, unless it's for breakfast. But there are other options. If you have done everything that you possibly can to make that curriculum work for you, to think out of the box and use what you can, you are allowed to leave it alone, even if you paid really good money for it. Most of us don't pay bad money for stuff, but you are grateful for the mom who told you to pitch your curriculum year one. You think you're buying an ideal and not really the curriculum at times. That's true. So there's other things too, like you don't have to sell it, but for example, you might have homeschool moms near you that would be interested in that curriculum, and they have something that you could use, so you could swap them. Or, I mean, I've got curriculum that I use for my other kids that didn't work for my older kids. So it's always useful. It's just not necessarily the way you want. What do you need? Maybe. I don't know what time it is. This is taking too long. Just let me know. 2:30 for sure. 4th practice. Take built-in days off. Build them in. Period. Done. Do it. Don't argue. Don't find reasons why you can't. Don't do the thing that says, my state says I have to do this many days. Duh. Build in days off. Period. If you don't know the reason, there's so many. We feel like we can't. We feel like, well, they are supposed to go to school every day. Now it's like from now, because all the schools around me are open as of like today, whatever, until June. No, they have built-in school days. You feel like if you don't show up at work every day, you're going to be doing something wrong. No. Also, by the way, there's tons of things you can do on days off that count towards school. Just saying. But just having fun with your kids is one of the benefits of homeschooling. You have to get past that initial guilt. Okay? You're not going to miss anything other than that day with your kids. And that's why we do this. Number 5. Timer. Use a timer. I know, always with the timer. But seriously, if you have trouble getting your day in order, or it's 3 o'clock and you haven't done anything except maybe throw bread at some children from far away and been like, put on chapstick. Like you're still in pajamas, they're still in pajamas, the house is a wreck, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Grab a timer and pick something to do, okay? There's so many good resources that can explain to you for whatever problem you're having on how a timer can be your friend. And I am telling you, it has, at one point, I had like, no lie, like 7 or 8 different timers for all different things. The kids had these little timers that would attach to a thing in the house, and they could go play on the playground at our apartment with it on their wrist or on their pants, and it would go off when they were supposed to come back. Each one had a different amount because they were different ages. And it went off in the house too, so they couldn't fake like they didn't hear it, okay? But I've used timers for everything. Start figuring out what your issues are. The timer was your favorite part about your first iPhone. That's right, and you have multiple times on your phone. I'm one of those people, have you ever seen that meme that it shows like when you wake up, it has like, somebody has like 8 different alarms going off? Yeah, I don't have that because I just get up with my alarm, but I have, my day is like, here's a timer, here's a timer, here's a timer, here's a timer. And I know what all of them are for. And it literally, my kids now will yell from the other way. They'll go, timer! Like, it's hilarious. So, that's that. Here's my bonus tip. All the alarms. I know, right? And on your iPhone, I don't know about Android, but on your iPhone, you can change the alarms to mean different things. Thank you and good night. It's fantastic. It does take consistency and it does take effort to not ignore the beeps. I can ignore the beeps from texts. I don't have any notifications from almost anything on my iPhone anymore because it got to be too much and a distraction. You had FOMO, you got a phone call. But with my timers, if I have trained myself to like stick to them, and it does take effort. I will tell you that. Here's my last tip, and it's extra. Mostly because I didn't know this was going to take so long. This is probably my biggest one. You have to clean up your act. You have to. Please don't expect your children to make their bed if you're not making your bed. Please don't expect your children to follow a schedule if you're not willing to also follow the schedule. Please do not expect your children to read books if you're not at least listening to a book for 15 minutes a day, even if it's an audio book, or writing in a journal. If you are on your phone constantly and you're trying to teach a teenager how to put their phone down, you're not modeling. So my best practice when it comes to simplifying is to start with yourself. If you want your teenage girls to take care of themselves when they get older, when they have their own kids, make sure you are taking care of yourself. If you want boys that know how to cook and clean, make sure you're getting them in the kitchen with you. Make sure you're getting them in the bathroom and saying, this is how you scrub a toilet properly. The list goes on and on, but for everything that you are expecting of others, please and thank you to clean up your own act first. This is literally the best practice to simplifying. That's why I really enjoyed Belinda's scope today, because she was going, this is hard for me. I have to simplify for myself so that I can simplify for my children. And it was like brilliant. It's like, yes, if I have hordes of crud, then why would they want to get rid of their toys? Stop milking it out, Elena. If my kids see me having FOMO on all sorts of things, they're going to be the same way, right? Because we can preach at them all we want. We can teach them all the things, but they're going to walk out of our house in less than 18 summers. And they're going to live by what they saw us doing. That's it. That's my best practice, is whatever you struggle with and whatever you try to simplify and what you're trying to get your kids to simplify, start with yourself first. And it doesn't have to be a huge deal. For example, If you are a Bible reader and you want to instill in your kids how to read the Bible, let them see you having coffee with the Bible. Even if you only read 2 sentences that day, they don't know that. Right? So, there you go. Ready? I'm going to go back over them super fast. Let go of expecting perfect. FOMO si. Don't do it. Number 3, know you can change it. You're not locked into it. You can totally get rid of it. Number 4, take built-in days off. And no, I don't mean just Sunday. I don't mean just family day. I mean, you're in charge of your school. Take built-in school days off. Number 5, timer. Always with the timer. Use a timer as your friend. Find what you're struggling with and use a timer to help you with it. And number 6, please clean up your act, your own personal situation. We all have them. Every single one of us has them. All of us. But if we do it, and we encourage others to do it, it's easier. This was fun. I'm glad I got my scopes done at the same time and that you guys are on with me. And I really appreciate you, and I love your faces, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Find beauty someplace out in the world today, even if it's just in your children's eyes. Did you see how I took something that is so simple and yet so beautiful? Because seriously, how unique is that? Bye, guys. Have a great day.